All right, so here is a update on our swarm catch from that apartment complex in Ozark about a week and maybe 2 weeks ago now. Haven't gotten into the hive yet. Was just going to give them some time to get settled in, and obviously they stayed put. You can see they are very active, and that's one thing fun about swarms is they're just like really ready to go. I mean, when they find a home, they just work like seems like twice as hard as the other bees, you know, establishing their new home and trying to build up and making a run for it. So anyways, this is it right here. We put them in 2 boxes. I have no idea how many bees are in there. I have no idea what they've done. There's a couple frames I think that weren't drawn out yet, so we'll see if they start drawing wax on those yet, and we will get to see the temperament. I have no idea if they're gonna be nice or mean, so if you see me getting stung and running for the rest of my suit, we know we got some feisty ones here. So so far I've been pretty lucky. All of my colonies are very gentle. I rarely get stung unless I smash a bee with my hand, and just very little smoke. So like I said, we will see what kind of temperament these girls have and try and find the queen and see if they're making some honey yet, and check it out. So let's get started. So we're just going to do just a real light smoke, and what the smoke is going to do is it just basically calms them down. It basically masks their communication, because they communicate via pheromones, and the smoke basically shuts down all communication in the hive for a little bit, and it makes them kind of go into a real docile state. So a little bit of smoke will go a long ways when you're working with bees. So yes, here we go. And I just put this tape on for traveling to help hold everything together a little bit better. So here we go. Let's see if I'm gonna get stung or not. Wow, they are full. So these are pretty light colored bee, really. A lot of the bees I'm getting now are really darker colored, but these probably a little more of an Italian descent, I would think. All right. So I haven't done anything with these guys. I haven't fed them at all. I haven't done nothing. I basically just put them in a box, and let's just kind of see what nature does here. So very curious. And see all these bees right here at the entrance? I changed how their entrance looks, and so they're all like freaked out, like how do I get back in my hive now? So you see some of them have started landing, but it's kind of funny. If anything changes at the entrance to the beehive, they don't know what to do for a little bit. Wow. So all of this real light colored wax is all freshly drawn out wax. So all this, oh, there's the queen right there. You're kidding me. Oh my goodness. So she was actually in the top box in with the honey. Can you guys see her on there? Anyway, she's a little bit longer torso. I mean, longer abdomen, a little more black right behind her head, and there she is cruising around in the honey super. That's crazy. Usually she's be down there with where all the babies are being raised. So, anyways, there's a queen bee right there. Only one in the whole hive. Well, that is interesting. I'm very surprised we found her up in the top like that. It doesn't happen all that often. thing's already heavy. Goodness. Wow. Okay, so 2 weeks. This thing already weighs probably about 10 pounds. And if you look on here, it's all glistening with nectar. If you can see that or not. But every single one of those cells is full of nectar, and they're processing it to be honey. And so these girls are really bringing in the honey right now. See all that leaking out? That's all nectar from the flowers. That is that they're basically drying out and making honey out of it. All right, once again, a little bit of young bean raised in there, but this is almost all pollen. So that's all going to be pollen in here. So if you look, if you can see the cells that are yellow down the bottom of them, all different colors, that's the pollen they bring in. The pollens are protein. So bees basically need protein and carbohydrate. Carbohydrate's obviously sugar, and then the protein they get is the pollen, which is going to be you know, come right from the plant. So that's everything we're sneezing on a day-to-day basis. So they've got this thing packed full of pollen already. Wow. Okay, so this one has eggs all in it, so you can't see them, but okay, so they've already got capped. Oh wait, they've got capped honey already. Okay, so when the honey is totally dehydrated and it's the right humidity or moisture content, they actually cap it, and so you can see they're starting to cap this honey already. And once it's capped, then it's harvestable. So this hive, within 2 or 3 weeks, has already, without any help at all, has capped honey. That's crazy. And there's a little bit of eggs in these cells in the middle, and eggs all in there. So she's expanding her brood nest. So I'm thinking that when we get into the bottom box, we're going to see the brood nest already. And these girls are really pretty gentle. I haven't felt threatened at all yet. Okay, so this hive is still so young, they don't even have any capped brood yet. So if you look in there, you'll be able to see basically larvae in there. So it goes from an egg and then a larva, and then once it gets big enough, they cap the top of it, and it finishes developing underneath the capping. So far there's 2 frames of brood so far, or young larvae and eggs. Okay, there we go. So this is a beautiful frame of capped brood. So this is after she's laid the egg in there, they fed it and developed the egg into a larger larva, and they've capped it over. And once the cell is capped, they just got to keep it warm. It's very little maintenance for the colony. So yeah, so this queen is rocking and rolling. This is going to be a booming hive. It's already outgrown its box, and so I have to add a 3rd box on it immediately.